Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. We record these interviews so that potential buyers can learn more about the business and the seller to help them make an informed buying decision. If you would like to learn more about this business, including details like what type of business it is, how much revenue and profit it makes, and all of the assets included with the business, simply visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business's listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and in the description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. So without further ado, let's get into this interview. First up, let's learn a little bit about you. Can you tell us about your background in building and running online businesses?
iXTech is a long-standing Amazon FBA and e-commerce business. We're highly focused on the electronics niche, in particular providing audio solutions, podcast boom arms, and other premium audio solutions. We've been well established since 2015 when we established a brand, and we started doing sales around 2019 and 2020. The business really started to take off on Amazon in particular in 2021. Pandemic years were very good to the business, and we've been averaging right between $3 to $3.5 million in sales revenue every year. You can expect to see net profit margins between 10 to 15%. And we also have significant growth actually between 2023 and 2024 in the European markets. We 5x sales revenue from roughly about 100,000 euro to almost €500,000 in just a year. So there's significant growth there. In terms of running the business on a day-to-day basis, I'll break it down more in the next few questions.
Why are you selling the business now instead of keeping it and growing it further?
We're looking to sell the business because the reality is keeping the business is highly capital intensive. Amazon and other platforms require a high amount of ad spend, and there's a high amount of capital requirements for purchasing supplies and being able to keep up with demand. It's not that there isn't demand. It's that it's highly capital intensive, and we're at a stage where we have other opportunities and other areas and avenues to look into, and this business can be highly successful and can continue to grow. It's just that the capital intensive nature of the business is not something that we want to continue doing.
Can you describe the amount and the type of work that you do on this business to maintain it?
At present, the amount of work that needs to be done is primarily hosting meetings with other personnel who handle the Amazon account. The majority of the work goes to a couple personnel who monitor inventory and track Amazon fulfilled by Amazon requirements. Currently, we have such personnel based in Turkey. We have a couple of folks there who handle the account. They keep track of inventory, that communicate what is selling well, what isn't selling well, what needs to be replenished in terms of inventory. We have also somebody else to help out with image assets. In terms of the business owner, in this case, you would just have to stay on top of the logistics and making sure the products are being delivered successfully to Amazon FBA. That's the primary amount of work they need to do.
So if you were to keep this business, what are some of the ways you would try to grow it?
If I were to keep the business, I would say I would need a good amount of capital to invest into continuing to explore different avenues and outlets to not rely solely on Amazon. So this includes platforms such as Shine, TikTok Shop, getting into retail spaces, getting in front of more stores. I think having a contract with Walmart, exploring the B2B channel would be highly exciting. It's something that we've started to develop over the last 6 months, and we've had some good traction. If I had the time and energy as well as more capital, that's a huge area of opportunity. B2B sales, getting in front of more stores, and more partnerships with other online e-commerce outlets that have the ability to drive impressions, traffic, and sales like Amazon.
Right. And what would you say are the biggest risks with this business that buyers should be aware of?
The biggest risk with this business is if you were to stay solely on the Amazon platform. The most important thing for the next business owner to know is to expand their operations to multiple different platforms like we've started to do here as well. This would be growing more channels, getting in front of more stores, making more connections. And the B2B front is actually one of the most vital areas to explore. And it's something that can be done currently as you're building your brand as well in front of more retail outlets. So the biggest risk is to keep the status quo because that would mean relinquishing control over where the product is being seen and where it's being recognized. And the more areas that you can get the iTech products in front of, the more benefits the future owner will have.
How much support are you willing to offer the buyer who acquires this business?
In the first month after the sale has been completed, we would offer unlimited support. So we range from telephone conversations, Zoom calls, emails, whatever is required to get the next business owner up and running. We'll ensure smooth transition here as well. If there's any support that's being required beyond the initial 30 days or the month, we'd be happy to discuss some sort of consulting plan where we could come in maybe once a week, once every few weeks, and showcase whatever areas the next business owner might need some assistance with.
Are you open to negotiating something like an earn-out agreement?
Not at present. We're not open to an earn-out payment structure at present.
Okay, final question. If you had to put yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why is your business a business worth buying?
In the shoes of the buyer, I would say this is a business highly worth considering and purchasing, just based on a couple different areas. Our top selling products on Amazon routinely rank highly in our respective categories. We also have keywords that are standing at top of search bars year over year. Growth wise, we're continuing to grow, especially between 2023 and 2024 and onwards. We have some new partnerships that are landing soon that will also help the future buyer with the biggest risk aspect of staying solely with Amazon. We've developed some partnerships with platforms like up and coming platforms such as Flip, and we're growing our market base there. That's going to help the future buyer with more brand recognition, more D2C channels as well. So hopefully the future buyer can also benefit from a more established user base, not just off of Amazon. This is off of the efforts that we've been able to undergo. Sales metrics wise, revenue year over year, we're still looking at $3.5 million a year. I would say this could easily go up to $4.5 million depending on how it's being run. And profitability will probably increase as a future buyer continues to explore other channels, grow their B2B base, as well as improve their D2C strategy. So, yeah.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this business is still for sale, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll find everything you need to know about this business. So, thanks for joining us. See you next time.